David Fleming from the Disciples Ignited YouTube channel, where we're focused on Jesus, advancing his kingdom, and preparing his disciples. Now, in this new series that we started called The Wilderness Journey, we're studying about how the Lord led the Israelites out of their slavery in Egypt, through the Red Sea, and then took him to the desert where they were going to be prepared so that they would successfully be able to thrive in the Promised Land. Now, over the past several videos, we've been talking about the Red Sea and then the song that Moses sang to the Lord after the Lord took them through the Red Sea. Now, going through the Red Sea was a great testing of the faith of the Israelites and of Moses himself. And thankfully, the Israelites put their trust in the Lord and they got through the Red Sea successfully. Now, some people would think, well, they passed that test, and so check that off, and so we're great in faith. But no, that is not at all how it went. And that's not how it goes in the Christian life. You see, the testing of our faith is something that is going to be dealt with incrementally. I mean, there's one level of faith, and that's going to be tested, and then the Lord is going to take us to a higher level in him where another level of faith is going to be needed. And so our faith, we find, is continuously going to be stretched and strengthened and tested. So right after they got through the Red Sea, we find that the Lord takes them into the desert. And what do they experience? Listen to this. We find it in Numbers chapter 38, verses 8 through 9. They left Pi-Hahiroth and passed through the sea into the desert. And when they had traveled for 3 days in the desert of Etham, they camped at Marah. But what happened in that 3 days that it took them to get to Marah? Listen to this, where we find out in Exodus chapter 15, verses 22 through 27. I'm going to read the first 2 verses. Then Moses led Israel from the Red Sea, and they went into the desert of Shur. For 3 days they traveled in the desert without finding water. Now listen, y'all. They were in the desert. That's a place where you're going to have to continuously hydrate yourself. You're going to need a lot of water. And they couldn't find any water, and they had way over 1 million people in the community of Israel, plus their livestock that were traveling, that they were taking with them. And they couldn't find water. What are they going to do? Well, they had already passed a test of faith, getting through the Red Sea. They put their trust in God. And that was a great test of their faith. And they passed. But what are they going to do when they can't find water? Are they going to deal with it as trusting in the Lord? Or are they going to deal with it with grumbling, complaining, doubt? Well, join me tomorrow and we'll talk more about it.